I'm Ronnie Baston, Chief of Police with the Lexington Division of Police. When I became Chief in 2008, one of the goals that I had was to develop leadership from top to bottom within the agency. One of the tools that we've used to do that has been our community-based leadership program. The basic idea was to get people to get out and meet the individuals in our community that really make a difference every day, the major contributors to quality of life in Lexington. I couldn't imagine being a police chief in any area and not be an active member of the community. We've selected 10 CEOs within those areas: general business, banking, the healthcare industry, higher education, nonprofit, faith-based community, thoroughbred industry, to be partnered with one of our executive level staff 3 times during a business quarter in order to learn about leadership and challenges that they've had, share leadership issues that they can discuss. There was some hesitancy, I guess, as you might expect as you go into something like this. Some of the senior level leaders within the agency said, well, you know, goodness, I don't know this person. I've never been in the room with them. They're at such a higher level than I am in their position in the company. I don't know, it's going to be awkward. And what happened was people scheduled the meetings, they came back. On Wednesday afternoons we have staff meetings, and we started to ask who met with their business partner this week, are there any takeaways that you could share with the group? And the feedback was positive immediately. Even the people who had expressed some concern about, well, I don't know what I'm going to learn from this, came back and said, you know, this was pretty exciting, and we can't wait till the next time. When choosing partners for our executive level managers, I wanted to go straight to the heart of the business community. Publishing company owner and business advocate Tom Martin was a perfect fit.
Well, I didn't know what to expect. I was really intrigued by it. The whole idea of having, sharing a cup of coffee just for the sake of it, for a conversation with a police officer, was really intriguing to me. It's broadened my view of what it is to be a police officer in Lexington, Kentucky. People who are dealing with life's more disappointing aspects on a pretty routine basis, and how they process that and deal with that. It's really deepened my appreciation for why it's important that as a community, as a business community, we support a police department.
One of the first questions I asked Tom when we met is, how do we do as far as dealing with the business community? How are we viewed by the business community? And those are sometimes dangerous questions to ask, because you may not like the answer you get. But I think it gave me a clear perspective of what we do well, but also what we can do better.
We're able to have conversations, just very comfortable conversations about all kinds of things, from personal interest to law enforcement issues here in town, especially those having to do with business. One of the things that's really emerged out of all of this is trust.
Trust building is absolutely a benefit of this process. You know, trust builds through relationships that exist over time. So the more opportunities we have to meet with folks in the business community, or any community for that matter, and establish a relationship with someone that we didn't have, we create an opportunity to build trust. When someone needs something and they can pick up the phone and they call you, and you know when they have the request that person, you know a little bit about their philosophy of doing business and that you can count on them, it's easier to say yes on the spot. When it came to choosing a nonprofit partner, Bill Farmer was an outstanding choice. He worked with the Time Warner Corporation, had an extensive career in leadership and management there, and knows what he's talking about. Bill was very impressed that, I guess, a government agency, and especially a police agency, would be going to the lengths that we were going to try to do that.
Well, let me tell you, I gain a greater respect for the police department and the kind of work that police have to do. And out of that respect, I actually sent a letter to the editor regarding the chief and the kind of professional development programs that he has used to ensure that the police in Lexington, Kentucky are performing at a peak level. What I came to learn out of this is every policeman, every single day, on every single call, is having to exhibit extraordinary leadership skills. The ability to effectively communicate, to understand what the issues are, and to be able to think with a certain amount of spontaneity, because each issue and concern can be very different than the prior one. So that's what I learned out of that experience. In fact, I think I may have learned more out of it, even though I have 30 years of business experience. I learned more from this program than perhaps Michael has. Just a phone.
Mr. Farmer has even started a program where his staff of managers meets with our command staff to share thoughts on leadership from a joint book reading initiative.
Is working on initiatives associated with trust.
There are a lot of things out of our control. An example of that.
Well, I think the greatest thing that came out of it is that there really aren't a lot of differences in effectively managing people in the police force or with the police force, and in business or in a not-for-profit. People are people, and the solutions are fairly comparable.
That's been one of the things that we've learned from this program, and one of the valuable things that our people have taken away. Considering all the benefits we've experienced from the CBL program, I would encourage other departments and chiefs to implement a similar program in their communities. As you think about the potential advantages of doing it versus the labor that it takes to make it come to fruition, I can only tell you that it has worked very well in our community and has worked very well for our police department. I think the effort that we put into it has been well worth it, and I would do it again if we were looking at it today. It has broadened the horizons of our people who've participated more than anything else that we've done. You know, it's just, I wish we'd thought of it before.